Hello everyone, my name is Li Xing. Today, my group members and I are going to talk about normalization. We have a simple question of normalization here, and this is the table that we are going to use. It is called Health History Report. So, I'm going to do the first step of the first normal form of this question. To do it, we have to eliminate all the repeating groups and to make sure there are no null values. As you can see here, there are several null values in this table. So to fill them up, we can simply copy the values at the top and paste them down here at the bottom. The same technique goes to here. And the result will look exactly like this. We have copied all the values to make sure the columns are not blank. So this is the end of the first step of the first normal form. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tilak. I'm going to explain the second normal form, step 1. Step 1 is making new table to eliminate a particular dependency. So this is the second table. We need to create a table. It's a table is a name is a pet table. We included it in pet ID, pet name, pet type, pet age and one. Next is we need to create a visit table. So visit table is included visit ID, visit date, producer node, and producer. This is a transitive dependency. So next is a treatment table. We need to include a pet ID, visitor ID, and producer node and producer name. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ng Jia Song. Today I want to talk about the second normal form, step 2, reassign corresponding dependent attribute. So we need to determine attributes that are dependent in the partial dependency. The attributes that are dependent in a partial dependency are removed from the original table and placed in the new table with the dependency determinants. Any attribute that are not dependent in a partial dependency will remain in the original tables. So we need to create three tables. The first table is the pet table. The pet table includes pet ID, pet name, pet types, pet age, and owner. So the pet ID is a primary key. So the second table is the visit table. The visit table includes visit ID, visit date, procedure number, and procedure name. The visit ID is the primary key, and the procedure number and procedure name are transitive dependency. So the third table is the treatment table. The treatment table includes pet ID, visit ID, procedure number, and procedure name. So that's all. Thank you.
Name is YC. My part is third normal form. So step 1, make new tables to eliminate transitive dependencies. For every transitive dependency, write a copy of its determinant as a primary key for new table. Procedure. Step 2, reassign corresponding dependent attributes. Identify the attributes that are dependent on each determinant identified in step 1. Place the dependent attributes in the new tables with their determinants and remove them from their original tables. So the first table is pet table. There's a pet ID, pet name, pet type, and pet age and pet owner. And the second table is visit table. There's pet visit ID, visit date, procedure number. And the third table is treatment table. Pet ID, visit ID, and procedure number. And the last table is procedure. There's procedure number and procedure name. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ian. Today my part is first normal form. Step 1, eliminate the repeating groups. Make sure there is no null value. Here we are copy all the values to make sure the column are not blank. Step 2, identify the primary key. In the table, pet ID alone cannot be a primary key because it is repeating, so we must find a combination of key to identify a record. The best combination will be pet ID and visit ID. From step 2, we know that the table pet ID, visit ID, pet name, pet type, pet age, owner, visit date, procedure number, procedure name. The partial dependencies of pet ID have pet name, pet type, pet age, owner. And the visit ID is visit date, procedure number, procedure name. And last transitive dependency have of procedure number, and procedure name. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ken Hong and I will be doing the summary part. So this is the question. For the first step is to eliminate the repeating group and make sure there is no null value. And then the second step is to identify the primary key in the table. Pet ID alone cannot be a primary key because it is repeating. So we must find a combination of key to identify a record. And then this is the first step. After the first step, this is the first normal form. Okay, so for the underline is the primary key, and we need to determine the partial dependencies and the transitive dependencies. Okay, for the second normal form, we need to make a new table to eliminate the partial dependencies, and will become something like this. Okay, for each component of the primary key, they act as a determinant in the partial dependencies. Create a new table with a copy of the component as the primary key. So for the step 2 is reassign the corresponding dependent attribute. Determine attributes that are dependent in the partial dependencies. The attributes that are dependent in a partial dependencies are removed from the original table and placed in the new table with the dependencies determinant. So for the third normal form, the step 1 is to make new table to eliminate the transitive dependencies from here to here. Okay, for every transitive dependency, write a copy of its determinant as a primary key for a new table. So we just transfer this to a new table and the procedure number will be the new primary key. Okay, so this is the end. Thank you.